Hi Pisces, welcome to your end of November 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here, shuffling the cards. Let's see what they have for you. Picking the top one. Oh, I've been getting some reverse cards, but that could be... Uh-oh. Okay, if I get a reverse card here, then I'm going to be very leery about any more of this. Let's pick an additional one. Hopefully it'll be in upright position to end the reading in a very balanced way, if you will. Okay. The Devil card in reverse is the heart of the matter, so we're going to turn it this way. You know, it's interesting that, I was reading about Satanism and how they invert everything. So they turn the cross upside down. They do like Black Mass, where they do everything backwards or whatever. And here we have the Devil card in reverse, so that has to be something good, right? And the Devil card in reverse to me is that you are breaking the chains of bondage in some area. So let's look at the past position. It is the Six of Cups, but it's in the reversed position. This, I'm just going to show you, because you can't really see when it's upside down what it really stands for. You see like children, and there's that sense of their environment, and it's a card of childhood, and it's the card of idyllic memories, because it's the past. And I was just thinking the other day, I was walking by the pool that I used to go swimming. And they renovated it, but they kept it basically the same. And I was looking through the slats of the fence, and from the sidewalk, and I was thinking, gosh, I don't think that pool was as big as I thought it was. But when you're a kid, everything seems so massive. And I've always lived in the same basic area, maybe in different towns, but in the same basic area. And so I always have this chance to kind of think about the past. And so some people move away from their hometown right after high school, or maybe even before that, if their family relocates. But for you, and I think for all water signs, Pisces, people like you tend to really live through memory, because your water and memory is very deeply entrenched with water signs, and because it's impressions, impressions of past feelings. And I know how, not being a Sagittarian, not being a water sign, but I know how we get these triggers to emotions. And whether it's the way somebody talks to you, or a certain smell, or a song. And I think that's like the coolest thing. And yet, it can have, its negative sides. Because if you're very easily triggered, it can send a person into a spiral where they start to feel like they did, that sense of powerlessness. So it's kind of like that post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's not empowering, it's very disempowering, and the person can feel like their life is out of control because they don't have a sense of, ability to not get triggered. But I feel like you're working on it somehow. Maybe you had an addiction. So the Devil card can be an addiction. And Perhaps you were able to let go of that need for the perfect childhood. Maybe you could see that it was that there were a lot of things that made you sad, and you're able to kind of come to terms with it. That's what I see with the Six of Cups. Although, the Six of Cups in reverse might actually be, I think sometimes it can be being trapped in the past. And so, but it's in the past position, so I think you've gotten a handle on it. So even if it is something challenging, right now with the Devil card in reverse, you've broken free of it. And this could include relationships with somebody who perhaps you had some bond with this person that was not healthy. Could, again, maybe coming from that childhood perspective of the familiarity of it, if there was any kind of abusive tendencies that may have felt familiar, and therefore, oh, this is where I need to be because maybe I can finally have the upper hand. When I was a kid, I was powerless. Maybe I'll take this situation and try to make this person love me and act differently. Or maybe even the devil is as a narcissist that you have unmasked. That could certainly be true too. And you see them for who they really are. The higher message is the Two of Swords. So it may be that you are at a crossroads, Pisces, where you need to decide how you're going to proceed. I also would say that this could be a boss who is a narcissist too. I'm using the term narcissist a lot, not only because I've been discovering how prevalent it is in people's lives, these types of people, but even if it's not like a clinical definition, but that type of person that is so self-absorbed that they really don't care about how other people feel. It's all about them and what they're and getting their needs met, and they could be at the expense of other people. And you, as a spiritual message, I feel like it's saying, okay, Pisces, you know the drill. You know what's going on here. So it's really up to you to make that call and decide, if you're going to leave that situation. To do so is to just not agonize over it and put it off, but just to get on with your life. And perhaps that is something that you struggle with because there are extenuating circumstances that make you feel like, oh, I should give it another chance. Oh, if this person, for instance, has some sort of addiction that is really affecting you, and you're trying to be a caretaker, and you're trying to get them off of the stuff, that is just sucking away at your energy. But you may not see it that way. You may think that, hey, I'm doing a good thing. I'm going to help this person heal because you're like a natural healer, not realizing that this person may be taking you for a ride because they know that you're a warm-hearted person, that you're the kind of person that's going to, stick with somebody even if they have been shown to be quite problematic. And if they've hurt you, you may still sacrifice. There's like a lot of sacrificial energy with Pisces. What crosses you is the High Priestess, which means that you're not listening to your intuition, your higher self. You're perhaps listening to this other person, maybe this other person sweet-talking you, telling you how great that you are, how helpful you are. You're the only one that can save them. That's one of the big ones that people like this say. And it can be very flattering to hear something like that. So if you're dealing with anything like that, and it could be any type of relationship, you have to realize that you're very likely being manipulated. And it doesn't mean that the other person is a bad person. they may be in the throes of an addiction, or they may have some sort of mental imbalance that causes them to, do things that act against their best interests, and they tend to leave a lot of destruction in their wake. And if you're there and you want to minimize that destruction, it might be a noble impulse, but you don't realize that it's going to take more than just you cleaning up after their messes. This could be like something where they have to really make the effort, and maybe they haven't been doing that. What's coming in, or the advice, is the Two of Pentacles. This could be a time when you feel like you have a lot on your plate. You're kind of juggling your life. There might be multiple responsibilities. And you may be busy so that you don't have time. This could be like, if this is a work situation, you may get another job in addition to the job you have. If this is your boss, I mean, where you're like, I have to get out of here, but, my finances tell me that I need to have some other source of income. So what am I going to do? Well, you get a second job. Maybe you're saving up so that you can leave and have a little bit of a cushion, or just simply having a second job so that when you quit the first one, you still have a job left over. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles can be that you receive a job offer that is overseas. The outcome, so I did pick an additional card, is the Ace of Cups in reverse. To me, this can be like a situation where that there's some kind of a blockage when it comes to starting a new relationship. Now, I don't see, unless, well, I didn't think about this with the Two of Swords. Maybe there is somebody else that you're choosing from in addition to the Devil in reverse. And in that case, it might be suggesting that you can't go there. But if this is like work related, this may be, and when I say you can't go there, it's like the timing is off. You may be involved with somebody else, so you have to kind of have some kind of closure in that relationship before you can go into anything new. And the other thing too is that with like a work related situation, you may be like looking at doing something that is more creative, or a healing arts type of job, and maybe the Devil in reverse is you turning your back on materialism, Pisces, and yet the timing isn't right for that. And actually, when I picked a clarifying card, I got the Eight of Pentacles, which is, you see the person hard at work. This is, worldly financial success, making a lot of money, which is probably what you're trying to do because you want to transition, and doing a good job right now. Like perhaps you're kind of, not that you're mailing it in, but you may be spreading yourself too thin with something, and you're really required to, since you're currently still employed where you are, you're required to give your all. And when it's time, when the time is right, then you can make your move in a different direction. Okay, Pisces, that's what I have for you. I hope that you, and I will say too, if this is a personal relationship, I would say that the Eight of Pentacles is working on yourself. Working on your self-esteem, with Pentacles, the, value, the amount of, the money that it's connected to, all these things, but in an internal sort of way. And then being able to leave with a sense of confidence. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description box. RainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.